Hello friends, how are you guys today? Well, I'm back at the ranch and it's a little warmer today, a little sunnier. Thought I'd take a little walk over there to the walnut syrup tree. I left it sitting there I haven't gone and looked to see what happened. So let's go over there and take a look at it. Beautiful day. Oh, I should appreciate these cool days from now on because summer's coming, it's going to be hot. And then I'll wish for another day like this. Well, what's going on in the news? Pretty crazy stuff, huh? Something like 80% of the Democrats in this country say they're going to vote for a socialist. And not only just a socialist, but somebody who says that Fidel Castro is a good guy. Or not so bad. At least he had food lines. And education. Well, of course, that's what all communist countries do. They educate the people. They propagandize. Education can be a two-way street. You can educate people and give them freedom. Let them do anything they want. Like Aristotle and Plato's Republic. It was a way... These were philosophers who sat down and try to figure out what would be the best thing for mankind. Remember, Aristotle was tutoring Alexander the Great before he became Alexander the Great. He wasn't such a bad teacher, was he? And yeah, there was still some violence in the world, and they had wars. It's kind of a paradox. Just like America, we had a revolution, but then, we did the Emancipation Act. I mean, there's some force in the world that's going towards goodness. We're trying to get better. So I don't believe, sometimes when I was younger, I used to think everything was so evil. This world is evil. And the kings, they were taught wisdom. Took a while. Some kings got power and they were proud. But, the Bible says it's God who raises up kings. And, David was a king. Jesus was a king. He just didn't believe in this kind of a situation. He thought we were all brothers and sisters. And they believe in the idea of the right of the firstborn, not the right of some guy. So what we've got here now, which is not part of our Constitution, is the right of some guy to make a lot of money and manipulate and become a billionaire and become our king based on how he can manipulate us. That's not really the truth. So, I'm not somebody who's a capitalist, really. Because I don't think capitalism's in our Constitution. I don't think that's in the Bible. I don't think that's some kind of a holy doctrine. If you're going to use a word or the initial concept, you might say Jesus was a communist because they had all things common in the early communities, but they were all brothers. They didn't have a king. Call no man your father. So neither one of these groups is correct. Neither one of these systems is what's up. Bureaucracy's bad. Rules and regulations just to govern people so that you can control them and make money off of them and herd them like cattle. That's not good, no matter what system you've got. And I understand how the people want socialism today because they think, and now remember, this is democratic socialism. I grant you that there's a difference between socialism run by a dictator, which is only there to keep the people down and to educate them in the sense of propaganda. There's a difference between that and a democracy where the people are electing their leaders and choosing a social peace where, you know, a lot of you probably don't know this, but there is first century documents, historical records that tell you that Jesus became the high priest of Jerusalem before he died. Mary Magdalene. He married Queen Mary Magdalene, the high priestess of the triple-tiered pyramid in Alexandria of Egypt. And they were the wealthiest persons on the earth. But what Jesus did with that wealth and power, few know. If you read in history, Jesus started a program where everybody over 5 years old could go to school. Not to be programmed. He didn't believe in the Roman program or the Jewish zealots or the law. He believed in turning the other cheek and educating people so they could do anything they wanted to make us free and give us liberty. And this was always the case with those Aristotle students. Those from the great mysteries of the great pharaohs. Because that's where Aristotle got his wisdom, from Pythagoras. From the school of Pythagoras, who got it from the school of Thale. And so on. The priests of Egypt. And they had that wisdom written down in the pyramids. And that's why we got it on the dollar bill. There's a great plan being worked out. We're going to get there, guys. Jesus wouldn't become king of this physical world. He says, you're all brothers. He says, I'm not your master. A master doesn't, you know, a servant doesn't know what his master is doing. But I've told you all things that I do. You're my friends. So that's what a true king is, our father by genealogy. Our parent, our elder. We're to point out the elders among us and live in a community of love where we share. The patriarchal system and the matriarchal system is the proper way to govern in communities, local government. So I appreciate and I understand. Oh, we're going the wrong way. I understand the people's desire to have free health care and free education and all this. But you can't give people free everything till the time that they die. I mean, you can give them a head start. You can give the children free education, but so long as it's geared to the concept that they can do anything they want. They can learn to invent a machine that no one's ever seen before to improve mankind. That's what the Ptolemies did. Ptolemy I built the Library of Alexandria and made it free for everyone. So I don't bemoan a social system as long as it's kind of like Plato's Republic, where you know it's fair and it's good for everyone, and you can opt out at any time you want. Nobody's forced to do anything. But if we get sick, we should be helped, and the children should have, in their community, they should have their loved ones around them, their elders, and they should be allowed to be educated. Taxes aren't a bad thing. Israel had taxes. It's when it's over. It's when it's abused. That's the problem. Boy, things look like kind of waiting for spring, huh? Waiting for the first sign of a bud. As soon as it starts getting warm, bam, whoo, it's gonna blossom. I already saw some blossoms when I was over visiting my daughter. There was some blossoms starting already. I guess they're gonna start a little bit earlier over there. Here we are. A lot of these people, the 80% of the Democratic populace that's going to vote for Bernie. These are minorities. They've been poor for a long time. They just want their fair share. I don't blame them. You just got to be careful what you're asking for. You don't want to get into a dictatorship and a bureaucracy ruled by the elite. Trump is, I think, the man for the hour right now. I don't think he has all the answers. I think he was only put in by divine providence to get rid of all this corruption. And then we can figure that out after he's done in another 4 years. And then we can have a little better system. No. Don't knock that down. I gotta go see it, honey. Oh man, it doesn't look like anything's in there. It wasn't late enough, too cold. It's been too cold. There's nothing flowing right now. Or I didn't get that hole punched right. Oh well, we'll try it again. A different time. In a week or so. Didn't flow at all. Nothing. Not a drop. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Try again. We'll do it better next time. Like I said the last time we were talking, hold on, I gotta get out of this bramble patch. What we need to do, now some of these ideas that some of the Democrats have got, they're not that bad. Elizabeth Warren saying that the elite need to be taxed more. I just don't like the system she's got. And I don't trust her or any of the rest. They're working for companies, billionaires, and being told what to say. Because none of them will say some of the things that we need to hear that most of you probably haven't thought of, like we talked about. The resources, that belongs to everybody. And Google, that's a platform for all of us to speak, to have free speech, but we're not getting free speech. That needs to be regulated so that people can have free, unfettered speech. And one person should not be able to manipulate that, because those satellites were created by taxpayer money. And same with oil. The resources and the gold and the air and the electricity belongs to all of us. These big companies, they don't own that. Obama was right when he said, you didn't build all that. It's an infrastructure that was built by the taxpayers. This gives you the ability to put your cars on the road and stuff. So do I believe in a free trade? Absolutely free. Total and absolute free trade without permits. Oh, sure, if you're going to do something dangerous, somebody needs to be, if you're out somewhere in your woods doing something dangerous, the neighbors will know, and they'll call the authorities. And they'll take a look and see if you're doing something that's dangerous, that's going to harm somebody. You got a gun on your property and you're shooting towards the neighbor's house. Well, that's, you don't have to write a law. If thou hast a gun, and thou pointeth it toward thy neighboreth, thou must be executed. See, that's another thing. I really... So before I get to that point, you don't need a law for that stuff. It's common sense. The community already knows. not to do those things. And if somebody does do that, what do? Well, we're going to put him in prison for the rest of his life. Roger Stone, you lied. Well, that's a matter of opinion. You got a bunch of sort of political activists putting people in jail for saying things they don't like. I don't think you should put anybody in jail for lying. I have the right of the Fifth Amendment, and I have the right to not incriminate myself, and I also have the right to lie. That's what free speech is. But not against the government, Dave. Well, we just can't do that. I don't care. I can lie. I could be lying to you right now. Okay? You lie all the time. I'm sure you do. Did you lie to your mommy? What'd she do? Beat you? Put you in your room and stick you in there without dinner for a week? You know? Hey, come here. No, you can't have that. Come here. No, that's not for you. Come on. Hey, no, put it down. There you go. That's not yours. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put that up there where they can't get it. Okay, I'll come back along the trail and get it. Those dogs are sneaky little fuckers. They'll take anything. You know, I don't know where we get to this point where we're talking about communist countries imprisoning dissidents, and that's what we're doing here. Now they're I was watching Fox News yesterday, and because I had to, because it was on. I was sitting at Walmart, or I was sitting at McDonald's having a cup of coffee. Yes, I go to McDonald's, friends, and no, I don't eat there every day, but I do have coffee there, and I enjoy the atmosphere, and I'll sit there and have a cup of coffee, and I go into town, relax, because I used to take my daughter when she was little. She'd play in the little playground, and good memories, and you know, it's a pleasant place, and the people know me there, and they say, hi, Dave, and I say, how are you, and they give me some coffee. You know how I like it, you know, and sometimes I'll have a muffin. I know, sue me, but I eat good, you know, when I can. I eat the best I can. I eat a lot of natural things. But I was sitting in to get Fox News on in there, and the Fox News anchors, or talking heads, or whatever they are, they're sitting there talking about how, I don't even know the guy's name now. I've forgotten. It's hard to keep everybody's name in your head. There's so many hundreds and thousands of people we got to talk about. But the guy that was held up in the Bolivian I can't even think of that word. Anyway, he's the one that leaked the WikiLeaks. The WikiLeaks founder, Assange. Anyway, they're about to put him in prison for the rest of his life for leaking, for being a journalist. Friends, do you understand? I'm a journalist. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm telling you what I believe, and I'm exposing the bad people. If they get to the point where when you expose people for what they do, they can put you in jail, that's the same as the communists or the North Koreans who put people in prison camps for being a dissident against the government. It doesn't matter if they're correct. They may have lied. But a journalist is a sacred duty and a sacred trust, not just for the journalist, but for the country and for the people, to stay away from people's free speech. That's a part of our sacred Bill of Rights, friends. If this goes, I don't care who's president. If Trump allows Assange to be put in prison, I don't even know how to say his name, for espionage or whatever they're gonna, I don't know, for lying. What are they gonna put him in jail for? Sedition? Endangering Americans. They haven't shown that he's endangered any Americans. But you see, that's classified, Dave. You can't put that out. That endangers some of our military. Well, if our military is about to go to war, and murder millions of little children, and you're a journalist and you go and you report on that. Now look, if you're a loyalist to your country and you believe in your country, then you should not give away secrets that might impede us and help the enemy. I understand it, but that's a personal thing. It isn't a crime to take sides. You see, that's why people to this country, there's some communists and socialists here. They even run for president. We ain't going to put Bernie Sanders in jail for that, because he's not an American, doggone it. Although maybe if he's a foreigner. But he was born in this country, that's our law. So, we're getting very, very... We're walking a razor's edge here, and this is wrong. We've got a lot of good things in this country, but the bad stuff that's in this country comes from the people that get power and then abuse that power, manipulate and lobby Congress, and through corruption and mafia schemes, they take over our country. Our country's not bad. It's just that there's corruption in government, and we've allowed it. And they've changed our very government and our rules so that it benefits them. And we've got to stop that. And we darn sure. I mean, just think about it. Let's just say that somebody does do something, they lie, or they expose something they shouldn't have exposed, but he's got a good heart. He's doing what he believes. He's not a bad person. I can understand telling him to stop if we decide as a country we don't want that or something, or during a time of war we can't have somebody giving away our location, so we put him in quarantine for a while or something. I could maybe understand that. The principle of martial law, that was practiced by Abraham Lincoln, one of my favorite all-time greatest presidents. You got to do martial law sometimes. When we're at war with Japan, well, you might have to put these Japanese in some camps for a while. You're not going to hurt them. You're not going to abuse them. But you got to be careful. We're in a war. We could lose World War II. Now, the principle there is, at least logical, except for, of course, there were some evil people financing both sides of the war, but no matter, they don't go to jail. But, yeah, they don't go to jail. We play favoritism. It's corruption. And it's really evil to be declaring. No, what's going on in China? We don't even know what's going on over there. This coronavirus, we know it was created in a laboratory. By who? The Chinese? I don't know. Did they collaborate with Bill Gates or Americans? I don't know. Nobody knows because they're not going to tell you. It's classified. Why, you can't expose that. You'll go to jail. So the Chinese are, doing something wrong. They're clamping down on people, and to some extent that's even proper. If you got a virus that could spread and destroy millions of people, you might have to quarantine people, things like that, take away freedoms for a short period of time for the good of the camp, the village. Somebody running around with a gun, you tell your children, get down, run. You're telling them what to do. What are you, authoritarian there, Dave? You'll be telling your children, run while they can do whatever they want. Okay, but if you love them, you're going to warn them. And perhaps for the sake of your other children, if one of your kids is running around crazy with a gun, you might hold him down and take the gun from him and use violence against him and wrestle the gun away. And look, I'm not stupid. I understand there are things you got to do. And so, and there might even be some merit to telling journalists not to expose certain things because it would be panic. And I understand that too. But for the Americans to sit there and condemn China and not condemn what we're doing on Fox News, sitting around a little table saying, off with his head, because he's exposed all of our machinations. We're going to have that. We're going to get rid of journalism now, or it's going to destroy the republic. I'm a journalist. They're going to come for me too next, and they're going to come for you. You know, journalism is a sacred thing. And exposing corruption. Remember the whistleblower? Remember how Adam Schiff was so adamant about, you know, making sure that we retain these safeguards and protecting whistleblowers. And oh yeah, but I bet Adam Schiff is all for putting Assange in prison the rest of his life, you know, because he probably, you know, WikiLeaks didn't do a lot for Hillary. By the way, have you heard that the scuttlebuttle? Remember about 6 months ago or something? I don't know when it was. I said Hillary's going to be the next Democratic nominee. And you're like, yeah, maybe. But now it's like, oh, she can't run now. Of course, the other day, Bloomberg, there was talk about him having her as the vice president. Well, I knew that wouldn't fly. You think, well, what's going on? Bloomberg's not going to be spending more money than anyone's ever spent in the history of man. He's the 12th richest man in the world to become president just to make somebody else president, right? Think again. Listen, these guys are going to do anything and everything. Their little cabal is going to do. What have they been? Have you fallen asleep? Have you not noticed that they've tried to do everything they could to get rid of Donald Trump? Why? Because he's going to drain the swamp. So they'll fall on their sword. They'll do whatever they got to. They're going to work together as a team. They didn't stop conniving just because the impeachment didn't work. Are we fools? They're cooking up a plot right now, right, to get rid of Trump. And they know that Bloomberg's not going to win, and neither is Bernie. So that's not going to happen. They're going to make it go to a brokered convention. They got this all planned out. And the only way they could do that is, first of all, they don't release the results of the Iowa caucus. You know, oh, well, it's just some stupid app. You know, we've got billions of dollars and we spend a lot of time making these apps and they just don't work when we need them, you know. We just don't understand. We just don't know who won. Oh, guess it was Buttigieg. You know, some guy that they know ain't going to win. But sure darn sure wasn't Bernie. Oh, yeah, it turned out to be Bernie. You know. But see, that gave... Because they don't want Bernie to win. They want it to be even Steven. They want... You know, that's why... what is it? Klober... I don't even know her. The other woman that's, you know, make... And the other billionaire's in there too, right? And he's up at like 3rd place now. Steinem, or whatever his name, Steimer or something. What's going on? Come on, there ain't a bunch of people that really like these guys. This billionaire is putting all this money into the race so that Bernie can't win. 2 billionaires. Not because they think they're going to win the nomination. They know they're not. If these guys really wanted to help their country, they put their money and their support behind somebody that they think would be good for the country. But they're not going to do that either because they know that the only way that they're going to win, in their mind, is to put Hillary in there. So they're going to go to a brokered convention. The only way they can do that is to put billions and billions of dollars into the race to keep Bernie out. To get a 10% here, 20 there, and Warren got 20%, and Buttigieg gets 20%, Biden gets 20%, and Bernie gets 20%. And then there's a brokered convention. And then, guess what? Bloomberg says, oh, I'll back out now. I'll let Hillary, we'll put Hillary in. The Democratic Convention, or the DNC, is completely owned by Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton? No. By the people, the elite. Just like in California, they keep putting in the Newsoms and the Browns and the Pelosi's. It's a family. They're family. It's a mafia. And they put her in as Speaker of the House. Not because she's so darn smart and brilliant. Just like the Fox News keeps telling you. Oh, she's brilliant. Oh, man, she's just amazing. Little lady, she can sure talk. Once she straightens out her wig and gets her lipstick on straight, she can really talk. She's great. Powerful politician. Oh, yeah. But this is their scheme. This is what's going on. That's why you're not hearing anything about trying to... Well, you're hearing stuff. You know, they're always going to say anything they can. Oh, last couple days they've been saying that... promoting more lies about how Russia is backing Trump, and you know, they leaked it to the press, but it wasn't true. And then once it gets out and everybody finds out it's not true, then MSNBC and CNN keep saying, well, it was probably true anyway. And you never know. And these masses, these 80% of the Democrats are going to vote for Bernie. They believe it. They don't know. They don't watch the news every day. That's all they remember is that Trump is a racist. So that's that side of it, but they're not going to get the nomination that way. But they can, you know, maybe keep him at bay while they orchestrate this billions and billions of dollars and campaign. I mean, I turn on YouTube, and the first commercial that comes up is a Bloomberg, and then I get 3 more of these commercials through the video. Television, YouTube, everywhere you look. Billions of dollars, and the same thing is going on with the other billionaire. I can't remember his name. Steinem or something, or Steimer. Which, you know, very unlikely person to become president, right? But he's doing it for a reason. He's spending his billions and probably getting paid back by, you know, elite. You know, and then Romney's part of this mafia scheme too. It's a chess game. They're losing. But their last best hope is they got to give the nomination to Hillary. And not Hillary, it'll be somebody else. I don't think it's going to be Michelle or Oprah. I think Oprah's got too much going on with the Weinsteins and too much, you know. Everything. The thing about Hillary is everything that she's done, it's already been out there. And her baggage is the DNC baggage. I mean, you can't separate them. So you might as well just go with it and just keep pushing the scenario or this the script, you know, that says, oh, it's all a bunch of lies. Hillary's such a saint. It's Trump. He's such an evil guy. Meanwhile, William Barr, the DOJ, is about ready to release some criminal convictions. Some of these people are going to go down. They're going to go to jail, and they know it, and that's why they're trying to get Barr out of there. You've got to step down and recuse yourself. But they don't want to recuse themselves. Like Adam Schiff didn't want to recuse himself because he hated Trump and all these. Anyway, and that's what I think is going to. I think they didn't quit conniving. The Democrats are going full-blown, balls to the walls plan to take out Trump. And that's their plan. They're going to run Hillary Clinton in a brokered convention. And we're going to watch as Bloomberg shifts all his billions over to helping Hillary. And Steimer, or whatever his name is. And the other billionaires, Bill Gates and whoever. The Amazon, Jeff Bezos, and all that stuff. We'll put billions and billions and billions and billions. They'll give it all. Even Clint Eastwood says he's not going to vote for Trump. Thank goodness he's not voting for. He says he's not saying he's going to vote for Bernie. Thank goodness. But I think he's backing Bloomberg. See, he's in with the Hollywood crowd, and if he's going to make any more movies. He's probably too old and doesn't remember what he's doing, and somebody took over his estate, before he passes away. Because Eastwood's getting pretty old, so who knows what's going on there. Thank goodness for people like Charlton Heston. Take this gun from my dead, cold hands. Clint, I loved you, and I was behind you all the way until you said that. I understand everybody's got their own opinion, and I understand everybody. No, they're not bad people. They really believe in what they're doing. But there is a lot of incentive to do what they're doing money-wise. Some financial incentives that you got to be careful. They don't want the status quo to go away, and that's what's happening with this. I hope the wind's not making it so you can't hear me. Not that what I'm saying is really something you have never heard before. You know? Isn't it a beautiful day? Oh my goodness, look at the clouds. Here's a little bear. Hi, little bear. You're getting to be a big bear, huh? Huh, Bunny? And there's Miss Boots. The one farthest away. That's the mama. I still miss Blue very much. Every day I think about Blue. And there's little Blue. If he had some white on him, he'd probably look just like Blue when he gets bigger. Just like his daddy, he likes to forage in the forest. You find some poop to eat? Oh, goody. Yummy. Sometimes they're eating acorns and walnuts and stuff. It's crazy. They love nuts. Most people do not know. Dogs love to eat nuts in the woods. You think of these coyotes that live around here? I mean, there's thousands of coyotes around here. I mean, literally at night I can hear them all around me. In just a couple of mile circle, you can hear hundreds of them. Oh, no matter where you go anywhere around here, there's in any given little circle, there's 100 coyotes at night. You can hear them. So what do they eat? They're not knocking down deer, buffalo. That's not what they do. They eat nuts, and berries and stuff, you know, and seeds and certain things. They know what to eat. There's lots of food out here. We just don't, human beings don't, we've forgotten what food is. What a conspiracy. We got to go to the grocery market now. It's our way of life. And look at this moss, fungi or whatever on these rocks. It's like funny how they grow in little circles away from each other in communities like star systems or something. We think they cover the whole rock, but they just these rocks are amazing. I am definitely going to do something with these rocks. This isn't my property up here, but I've got rocks like this on my property too. Big old rocks. Megalithic. Some of them are way huge. Not right here in this area. And see, that's probably where a coyote would, or some kind of critter would sleep for the night. You wonder where these coyotes sleep. Like it's like sometimes it rains for days, you know, cold, like in the wintertime and raining. I know that they don't get too cold because they got a good coat, but you know, even my dogs get cold. So I know that I've seen my running around in cold weather. They don't look like they're cold at all, but you know, you can't just sleep on the wet ground. And there's no, I don't see any dens. I haven't discovered too many of. They might have some. With so many of these coyotes, you'd think if they had dens, you'd see them all over the place. But I don't see them. You see little grassy areas where they bed down, but I don't know where they bed down for 3 or 4 or 5 days when it's raining, sleeting and snowing. I don't know where they sleep. I've wondered about that. Do they just walk around for 2 or 3 days without sleeping? I don't know. I'm sure they don't. They get tired, just like humans. That's something I've always wondered. You know, I know we're told they got dens. They make little holes. The only thing I can think of is that they live under these big rocks and they got holes under the rocks that we don't see. Small holes. Maybe the size of a little bit bigger than what would look like a rabbit hole, but we're not seeing them or something. I don't know. I have seen in the woods, I have seen holes where, little dens where coyotes make a place to sleep, but I don't see it very often, so I'm just curious about that. These are quite a little treat. In the summer they grow, and in the fall they're beautiful berries. And you take a hunk of these and you put it in your mouth. And they're like sweet and sour candies. Now is it just like a little treat during the winter? Humans walk around and put those in their mouth, and you're not going to get a lot of protein or anything from them, but it's like a vitamin pack. There's nutrients and phytochemicals in there that you need during the winter. A lot of these things are just laying there, just sitting there. We've forgotten how to live. I love it out here. Such a pretty little walk. Little rock outcropping. Now see, they could get down, the coyotes could get, for instance, they could get over there and maybe sleep in there. So I guess they find places to sleep. That'd be a great spot right there. That's an interesting rock. It's neat. Yeah, if I didn't take the dogs with me, we'd probably see deer and everything up here all the time, but the dogs stay close by, so it's not impossible to see deer, but I don't see them as often when I take the dogs. Hey, no, that's what they're doing. They found some poo-poo and they're rolling in it, and I don't want them to do that because it makes them smell bad. I know that's your instinct. That's what you do when you're in the wild, but we're not in the wild now. We're domesticated dogs. You know I'm a hunter, Dave. Hey, Papa, I'm a hunter. You tell me what to do. I'm a free dog. Freeborn. Look at all that firewood. You see that? Back in there? Those dead trees. Boy, you can come up here, or all over my property. I got enough dead standing oak trees to, you know, I'll never need wood, firewood, you know, or anything. There's a downed one there. It's only been down for a couple, 3 months. Lots of good firewood. Well, I'm going to probably shut this camera off and If I see anything, I'll turn it back on if a deer pops out or something. You guys have a really great day. See you later.